Welcome to another Burger commentary. In this video will be, the very late summary and review of, of what is CES 2026 of the three giant vendors of the tech industry that we are all, this channel, familiar with and probably all talks about. Nvidia, AMD, and Intel, since basically more three company rambled on about majority 90% of it, or some of them just 100% AI. Let's me just hopefully give you some shorts of it, and as well as give you some analysis and summary and reviews of it. So first, did Nvidia ever actually launch anything in CES 2026? Nothing. All Nvidia have done is do their typical song and dance of, hey, look at all this mega server AI rack that the enterprise customers are buying. And also, haha, we accidentally didn't drain one of the racks and we accidentally, brought over from California 2-3 tons of fucking water. Yay! That was Nvidia's then there to transition into showing off their robotics that are powered by the Nvidia AI hardware. And then after Nvidia finished bragging about that, oh, look at all this advanced robotics powered by your sincerely Nvidia AI, they then went and transitioned into AI fucking surveillance. So every camera that is out in the public, or even in your so-called house, and the government could potentially have access to them, they mean they will be used to catch criminals, unenforceable, and businesses to enforce the blacklisted banned customers and basically go, yay, we can falsely now arrest people because an artificial intelligence police agency think you share the same fucking, you know, the camera profile as a fucking wanted criminal. Now you potentially could, as in historically, already has proven that there are some false arrests, and that this ended up with innocent people with far out criminal history, criminal record, just because that fucking famous Palatine AI surveillance system that Nvidia has just went and used as example for their AI surveillance and AI police officers has caused a lot of grifting and a lot of hatred of the Nvidia AI's policing system. And that was basically what Nvidia CES is all about. So, now on to the next presentation, which is AMD. Well, thankfully, AMD kind of just went on just like Nvidia, banged on all about how powerful the AMD AI data center racks are with their EPIC and the Instinct lineup. Thankfully, AMD's like, we know this is a consumer show, so what did they reveal? The Ryzen 7 9850X3D. On paper, these are just better bin silicon. AMD just wants to sell at higher margin, but at the same time not using the golden sample, which is what probably all those epic data center SKUs or where all the high margin is. AMD's gonna want to give those guys the best silicon that doesn't have leaky voltage and have the best frequency curves, as well as and thankfully some of the products that AMD were bragging about was like, oh hey, we have more laptop or consumer product with AMD hardware. I guess that's one thing they did kind of improve from the competitor Nvidia, where they literally showed nothing that is consumer. AMD at least try to ham fizz something with their AI CES 2026. And now, on to the last presentation. Intel, and as for, well, Intel officially has dropped what they been teasing us about. The Intel Core Ultra 3 has finally confirmed of what this channel has been talking about, and most of the leak and early speculation channels, that they have combining the efficiency of the Lunar Lake Ultra 2 and the Arrow Lake high performance of again another variant of Intel Core Ultra 2, which again, this is great for what Intel has revealed it to be. The Intel for mobile, this could be a very good thing where you combine both efficiency and, well, high performance. Finally, instead of needing to pick and choose, do you want efficiency or high performance, finally Intel has finally caught up to the modern day x86 design where you can be both powerful and efficient all in one package. Sadly, Intel is still relying on the performance and E-cores, or Intel has resorted to even having LPE cores, unlike the competition AMD, where they have just one single Zen core that can be both low performance mode, high performance mode, and probably even low profile super eco mode. This again, cool Intel, you finally have caught up. What's another good thing about this Intel CES presentation? They see Intel has finally said, okay, these Intel Core Ultra Gen 3s, they will be available for the end of January. So yay, we don't have a lot of time before we finally might see some reviewers or some retailers to buy that are going to start selling Intel Core Ultra Gen 3s. And oh yeah, the last thing I hope Intel desktop is, please, for the love of God, for your desktop, bring in a little bit of efficiency so that you don't get memed on by the whole community of you need a 360mm radiator to even cool these like Ultra 9s and 7s, because of the, all these motherboard vendors want to push the absolute gajibas out of these CPUs out of box so they can brag on their marketing slide of, oh, our motherboard brand pushes the Intel Core Ultra CPU out of box 1% faster than all our other motherboard vendors, yeah? Intel, it's time to fucking enforce that standard again, just like Intel when you first launched Intel Core Ultra Gen 1 and 2 on laptop and the Gen 2 on the desktop. Time to enforce it, and for these overclocking feature be like additional optional, be like the first time booting of motherboard, which you like the motherboard to automatically overclock, or to give these fucking bloody motherboard vendors, use it like some fucking AI. Fake your shitty AI overclocking, okay? Fucking all these fake AI overclocking for these Intel Core Ultra CPU. Yeah? Anyway, that's it for all the summary and analysis and review of all these CES presentation. For me, now let's rate all the presentation. Intel, surprisingly, had the best presentation to my view, and that hence I give it 5 out of 10. AMD, good effort. It wasn't, but it was still kind of a snooze fest. All three of them was a snooze fest. It was kind of below average. AMD, I'm giving you a 3 out of 10. And Nvidia, because you absolutely done jack shit for what is supposed to be a consumer show, I give you a 0 out of 10. Well, yeah, that's it for my anyway, that brings the end to another Barker commentary video. If you do these videos, do the typical like, share, subscribe, comment for any of the stuff you want, for like reviews or even some feedback, or just give me some algorithm engagement, and I'll see you guys in the next video.